Well, we can see it's that time of year again, middle of April in western Pennsylvania. Getting ready to mow the grass for the first time. And we're just going to do a little service on this bad boy mower today and get her ready for mowing this year. And we'll just go over it here a little bit and not go too crazy today, but just go over it and make sure she's ready to go for mowing here. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to get all these panels moved so we can hit this with air and blow it off a little bit. That way we can get into everything and blow it out. You know, I should have had this done last fall, but you know how that goes. But I was doing it on the first dug-in day of getting the mower out. Alright, really doesn't have to be in there much anymore. Probably should grease these, but it's kind of hard with the seat like that. That's that. Put those out. Pull back like this, yeah. There's two grease fittings here on the controls. One's right here. One's right here. And I don't go wild with these. I just grease them, you know, once, maybe twice in the season. Just give them a couple pumps each. Get this baby back here. I usually try to wipe any excess grease off of the outside, because if you don't, you just got a bunch of dirt sticking to it for the next time you're in there. There. Go get the other side. There we go. Oh. Just look over it and see if there's any anything evident, real evident, that's leaking or needs attention. These are hydraulic or hydrostatic oil filters, so they're still good yet. They're not due yet. Everything looks pretty good. See a lot of issues here, so we're going to go ahead and put this seat back down. Now the idlers and the spindles on these, I don't know if they changed it on the newer ones, but these ones here, the spindles are non-greasable. They have sealed bearings in them. Now they are rebuildable, but they have sealed bearings in them, You don't have to grease them. And I've been running this mower for about 4 seasons now with absolutely no problems. This is a good time to inspect your belts. These are all the original belts. I've never done anything to this mower. They're really decent shape yet. There's a popular misconception about belts. Belts do not stretch. If they stretch, they break, because these belts have bands in them. They have bands of heavy string inside. When those bands break, this belt breaks in two. Where the belt wears is on the sides here. This is what gives you all your grip on your pulleys in here. If your belt is riding clear down to the bottom of the pulley and the inner groove of the pulley in here, like on a regular V-belt pulley, is shiny, your belt is wore off on the sides and it's slipping. So you want to carefully inspect the sides of the belt here. Make sure that you don't see a bunch of wear here in the wrap. These are called a wrapped belt. They're like they got a wrapping on them, but you can clearly see if there's any wear there. This belt looks really good though. I don't see any real problems with it. But you want to look at this wrap on the side and make sure that this wrap is in good shape. But the belts will wear here. That's what, and then what happens is they go down further in the pulleys, and then people think that they stretch, but they don't actually stretch. They just wear here on the sides. That's what happens, and it goes further down into the V. But you want to check your idlers here. Same way with these. They just have a sealed bearing in them. They're not serviceable. Whenever these here wear out or lock up, you just put a new one on, and they're actually fairly reasonable in price. But so we're going to go ahead and grease these suspension links for the mower here, and we're going to grease the front wheels, and then we're going to get underneath to the blades. This is under the back of the machine. There's a couple fittings under the back here too. You got your A-arms for your suspension. See, these have the rubber bushing type suspension. There is a grease fitting on the A-arms, one on each side. And then you have your clutch area, which you want to check out and make sure that it's good and secured. Make sure nothing's wrong with the bearings or anything on it. This is your stop point that just has a slot in it that holds your clutch. Everything's good there. There is a tensioner there, which there's a grease fitting on that, which we will get. This upper belt up here is the one that drives the hydraulic pumps on these. Looks pretty good. See, it's not a Kevlar wrapped belt. See how it's just kind of smooth on the sides, smooth on the top. The other style belt has like a rough wrap on it. You can always tell if it's a wrapped belt that's heavier duty. But everything looks good with that. We'll get these grease fittings under here, and then we'll get under the deck. Right up here is your oil drain. And what you want to do is there's a little in the end of that there is a small, looks like a bolt head. You loosen that, and that will allow your oil to drain out of there. Now, Normally these come supplied with a little hose. I mean, I don't have the hose right now, it's gone, but it looks like we should be able to drain that into a pan without too much trouble. I'm going to drain the oil now, and we'll change that. The oil filter is right down here on the side of the motor. So we're going to go ahead and get that off. There's a little drip ledge there, but so there's an easier way to reach this. Yeah, you ain't got no choice. It's gonna freaking spill oil down all over the edge. The best solution is just get it off. Get it upright like that. And then pull her out. And wipe it off and you're done. That little drip ledge catches a lot of it, I guess. And just make sure the flat surface where the O-ring matches up. Make sure the old O-ring isn't sticking to it from the old filter. Looks pretty good. Man, quite a bit come down through there. Made a pretty good mess. Of course. Yeah, got a new filter here. Ready to go. Just put a light coat of oil onto the O-ring. Screw that baby on. Oh, that's probably good. You dirty rotten. Why not? This thing's plastic, so you can't go too wild on it. I already tightened it with the, it has a screwdriver slot in it too, which I was able to get in from the side behind the tire, the long screwdriver, to loosen it up to get it to drain. But you know, after I initially broke it free, so you just tighten this thing. Just don't be too radical with it. Just tighten it. Just snug it sticking out because it is plastic. Alright, that's probably good. We'll check it for leaks once we get it running. I believe these take right about 2 quarts. Some Pennzoil 10W30 here. There's about 2 quarts left in this jug. We're going to stop just shy of 2 quarts here. I know it takes about 2, but we're going to stop just shy and check it a little bit. The thing you want to remember about these, now, I don't know if you can see that there. Now, on these here Kawasaki engines, this is the FX850V. For correct oil level, do not turn cap on threads, which means you just set it on top, like that. It's kind of an easy thing to miss. Okay, we're right above the ad right now. But you just set that on top of the threads like that. That's just the way they do it. And you bring this out. Now, right now we're about midway between the ad and the full. I'm going to put a little bit more in. Because that oil filter doesn't really have anything in it yet either. There's not that much more in this junk. Alright, that's right to the full. So, like I said, that filter don't have anything in it. So I am going to, that's it. So once that filter gets full, that'll probably be just about perfect. I'm going to take this air cleaner out, check it. Alright. Okay, I started it up, brought it in the garage. I did check it for leaks and have no leaks. From us changing oil or anything, everything's good there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lift this up and we're going to access the blades and check them out. Check the spindle bearings for any play. They feel good and tight. Let's see. No, these blades don't have any overlap. All right. Not too bad under here. I haven't run this baby in a while. This is a blade grinder. You can put your blade on here and you adjust it. Now, the original blade looks like it was machined with something that was relatively flat, where this is going to be a rounded wheel. So you're going to have a little bit of a rounded edge. So up here, the blade doesn't do a lot of cutting. It's generally basically like it was when it was new. Back here is mainly where it, you can see how that's wore on the edges. So up here we're going to gauge it for our adjustment. Up here, I might have had this close before where it's at now, but what I want to do This though, this edge is going to have to come back to meet where it's worn to. So I guess that don't seem to be too bad, because our round wheel is going to give us a little bit of a different impression than the factory cut. So you can adjust it up and down and all that good stuff. I made some adjustments to this, and I got it lined up to where it looks pretty good with the original, not too bad with the original bevel and the blade. So what we'll do is we'll actually, making that adjustment, I can actually get in the whole way there now. It actually brought the wheel up some. All right, let's try this thing out. Not bad. We're gonna have to put a some kind of a C-clamp or something on this thing. Let's move it around over here. This isn't a permanent mount for this thing here. I think that'll allow me to clear my blade in there. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we got now, boys. Long way to go. I don't know, it's a heck of a lot of grinding to get clear back here and get a fresh edge. It's a lot of grinding. These babies may have been better if these were replaced, but they should cut in grass. I think I'll grind these other ones for now. Get them back to where we got this one, and then get them mounted up and she should be ready to mow. Thanks for watching.